Right, so if we're going to deal with these matters in the order that we heard the deputations, I'm happy to do that, or we can just carry on with the order paper. Okay, in the order of the deputation. So we'll turn to item 28, draft heritage strategy, approval for public consultation. After the paper had gone out in our agenda, three of the councillors have put their names forward for consideration for the hearings panel. Councillors Johansson, Clearwater and Chen. So this recommends that we appoint the three councillors to the hearings panel and that we request that staff work with hearings panel members to ensure advisory input from the Youth Council and heritage representatives. And I think that amendment certainly picks up on the significance of the deputation that we heard. You'd like to move that, Tim? Seconded by Phil. Or I don't know if you should second it. Aaron will second it. So, are there any questions on the paper? Is there any debate on the paper? Yanni?
Not really debate, but I just wanted to acknowledge that from the deputation, the huge amount of work that staff have done, and it goes back even further to those first workshops in the North New Brighton Hall, North New Brighton Hall, I think the War Memorial Hall. And I just also really wanted to acknowledge the community who have come along and participated, because we can organise workshops, but if no one attends, then they're pretty valueless. So, you know, the community have given up a huge amount of time and energy to be engaged in this process, and I just think we should really acknowledge that today alongside the work that our staff have done enabling that to occur. So I didn't really want to say any more than that, other than I think the success of this draft strategy will be through the deliberations enabling a collective sense of ownership to whatever the final outcome is. And I would say that it's incredibly important to have, I think, young people and the heritage people who have been so passionate really engaged in this and feeling like they are contributing to the decisions that the hearings panel may make. So just I think it's a good resolution, and I don't think more needs to be said other than let's get this out for public engagement and consultation and keep progressing it.
But Sarah and Phil and Jimmy.
I'd just like to briefly add to Yanni's acknowledgements of acknowledging Yanni. As long as I've been elected, he's been advocating for this heritage strategy and asking for it at every opportunity, and it's really good to see it get to this stage. So well done. Thanks, Yanni.
Phil and Jimmy.
And thank you. And Yanni has also acknowledged the huge work of the staff, and we do too. And I think it's the early community engagement that we've done, as was indicated in one of the submissions, has been excellent. And I guess a big part of this is the future of our heritage. And I think that the other deputations today, for example, around the War Memorial, just show the interest and the passion that we have in our city around our heritage. But the key thing with this strategy is how it will bring, though, besides the tangible, clear parts of our heritage, it will bring the intangible parts, the stories of our heritage, which each of us actually have. So, and as is clear towards the end of the report, what we are aiming to do, following the consultation, is that we will develop a whole heritage charter for our city. So I certainly look forward to hearing the outcome from the hearings panel.
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah. I also like to take this opportunity, particularly acknowledge the staff. That's very, very good, especially prior to the strategy preparation. As staff, if we review those principles, one of the principles, is this city is a multicultural, multi-ethnic city, but we respect the Tangata Whinawa, the Naitahu, but this city actually embraces all of them. The Maori, European, Pacific Island, Chinese, Indian, and all other cultures. So I'm very impressed is regarding one of the principles, story based approach that acknowledge and respect all our cultures, and also staff make a practical, the action. We can see the staff working together with the Office of Ethics Community, organize prior, early stage, those consultation, to invite all those service and the information sectors, as well as wider the multi-ethnic, multicultural representative and their the kind of leaders have a consultation at Ferry made. I was there because I'm the chair of multicultural subcommittee. Through the panel share their story, through the flow the question and the answers, and also through the divide all the table, to contribute that one. I would like to say that's very, very good role model. And from now on, I suggest this one should be, can be applied for some other council strategic document. Because if we look at the reality, this city, 25% was born in the overseas, and will be more and more. How do we to increase them? How do we take a positive way? Especially the council, we launched the multicultural strategy in May of last year. We need to implement this strategy more effectively, efficiently. So I like to particularly acknowledge the staff. Well done. Thank you.
Thank you. I'd particularly like to reinforce all those comments. The work that you've done is amazing, and we're really grateful for what you've done. Particularly want to acknowledge the partnership with Ngāi Tahu, because in lots of ways this strategy addresses the omission of the acknowledgement of their traditions that were intangible often, and about stories and about things that we as Europeans haven't realised are so important. So thank you for that, and yeah, really pleased that this has come to us today, and we'll all be totally behind it and working with you to implement it. Thank you.
Andrew?
Thank you. I hadn't been too involved in the early stages of this, but as the chair of the previous council committee that had heritage in its terms of reference, it's a piece of work that I've watched intently. I attended a couple of the more recent workshops, and I've got to say I'm very impressed by the draft strategy as it's presented, and also the huge amount of work that's gone into it. And certainly the work that Yanni's done over a number of years has been acknowledged. I think we should acknowledge Phil Clearwater's leadership in this space as well, and the work that staff have done, which is nothing short of excellent. I'm particularly impressed by the way that this has picked up conversations that have been going on for some time around intangible and movable heritage. I think we've picked up cultural heritage in a very meaningful way, and it's good to see that reflected in the makeup of the hearings panel with two Runanga representatives there. It's also great to see three councillors obviously very passionate and wanting to be involved in this as well, and I think all of that augurs for a really good outcome from the hearings panel process. And if the community get involved in the submissions and hearings process in the same way as they have in the early engagement, I think we're guaranteed of a good collaborative result here. So congratulations to everybody involved. I think what we've got in front of us today is an excellent piece of work in draft, and I hope that, in fact, I'm very confident it'll be an excellent strategy as a result from the great work that's been done.
Anyone else? Thank you. I'll put the resolution. All those in favour say aye. Aye. Those opposed say no. That's carried. Thank you very much. Thank you for all your hard work. Thank you.